Hello everyone. In this particular playlist, we'll try to understand Apache Airflow end to end. Like, what is Apache Airflow? Why we need Apache Airflow? Where can we use it? How to install Apache Airflow in our local using Docker containers. Right? We'll take couple of examples. See, how it will work when once we deployed it. Right? So we'll see everything in terms of Apache Airflow. By end of this playlist, you'll get a decent idea where you can start implementing Apache Airflow in our projects. So now let's get started. So before we talk about Apache Airflow, we'll try to understand a couple of problems in traditional ETL data pipeline, right? So we know what is ETL. In case if you guys are not familiar about what is ETL, I already made a video. I'll make sure I'll keep the link in the description, right? So in ETL we have three different phases. One is extracting the data from different source systems, typically any source system, right? Transformation, that is the place where you will apply the core business logic, right? And the loading is like once you do all the data pre-processing, whatever it is, you load the final data in our target system. Again, the target systems can be anything. It can be API, database, file system, or whatever it is, right? Now when you see in the transformation logic, right, so this is the place where we write a lot of code, right, in the transformation. So we have a lot of steps. Once I may read the data from different sources. After I read it, I need to clean the data. After I clean the data, I need to join the different data from the different data sources. We will be doing lots of logic in the transformation, right? So how can I handle those pipeline, right? So how can I say, first clean the data? Once that is done, now maybe you can do some other transformation. After that, do XXX transformations, right? Maybe you can tell me, hey, I'll write that in the different functions. I'll call function in sequence. But there is a problem here, right? What happen if it fail at the step 3 or a step 2? Typically, you'll be running from the starting. That's not the ideal way, right? Because let's say if something went wrong at the third step, maybe at the aggregation, if you see here, first step is cleaning, adding the new columns, and the third step aggregation. If something happened at the aggregations, why I need to run the remaining two steps which I already ran successfully, right? That is one of the problem. And there are many problems, like how can I schedule it, right? Because I have my ETL pipeline ready. If you really want to deploy it, obviously you have to schedule it, right? ETL is typically meant for batch processing. How can you schedule it, right? Or else, if something happened, then your data pipeline have to start executing. Event driven. How can you make your ETL data pipeline event driven? In case something went wrong, how you can retry it multiple times? How can you notify the end user whether success or failing? How can you monitor your the deployed data pipeline? How can you log? How can you backfill? There are hell lot of problems with the traditional ETL data pipeline. Now hope you understand why we need Apache Airflow. Apache Airflow is a single answer for all these questions or all these problems. A single solution for all these problems which we just talked about. Right? Now we'll talk about what is Airflow. Airflow is a workflow management system. It's not an ETL tool, right? It's not an ETL tool. It's a workflow management system, right? Where you can automate your existing or new ETL pipelines. So it is built on top of directed acyclic graphs, which is used to create your pipelines. What is DAG? We'll discuss later, right? So we can create Airflow pipeline using Python. This makes me, most comfortable with Airflow, and maybe that might be one of the reason why Airflow is widely used, right? If you talk about their competitors like Lungi, Uzi, there are few other workflow tools where you need to mention everything in JSON, XML, or whatever it is. So here you can write your workflows in core Python. That is one of the best part which I really liked about it, right? And schedulers and executors. That's what we discussed, right? At what time my ETL data pipeline start executing, right? That's called schedulers. Executors is one of the I can say core part of Airflow that makes Airflow strong in the data engineering market, right? High scalable. So executors and high scalable, we'll discuss maybe in our upcoming videos in depth. But these are the critical steps in Airflow, right, which we need to consider. So where can I use it? As we just understand from our previous slides, we can use in the batch ETL pipeline, obviously, and of course machine learning pipelines, right? So even in machine learning, we'll have ETL, obviously, right? When you talk about pandas, pandas is meant for ETL, right? You'll read the data, right? You'll clean the data, you'll join the data, and then you may create new columns based on the existing columns. You may delete couple of columns which are not required. You do a hell lot of things. Once everything is done, what is the final step? You'll split your data into training and testing. Once you're done, what you need to do, you need to train your model using the train data set and then test the model is test. All this end-to-end pipeline you can automate using Airflow. That is one of the best part. So Airflow is not only for data engineering, it's also for data science engineers, right? This is a very important point to consider. Don't think I'm a data scientist, why should I learn Airflow? No, this is a tool, a workflow management tool that everyone should take it serious, right? And very important point is Airflow is not for real-time data. It's not for streaming. It's for batch ETL pipelines, right? So hope you enjoy this video. So you got some idea, why we need Apache Airflow, what are the problems that Apache Airflow solves, and some use cases where we can use Apache Airflow. So if you like this video, please like it, and if you like it more, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.